Hello, beautifuls. Fear is a tricky thing. It's not really something we can see. And you know, as I was walking down the water today to have this conversation with you, I happened to walk through a space that was filled with cobwebs, you know, the invisible kind? And they were sticky, and I could feel them all over me, even though I couldn't see them. And in that moment, I was aware that it had something to do with the message that I was going to share today. You know those seemingly invisible cobwebs? Well, they are very much like fear. We don't actually see it. Sometimes we can't even identify it. But we know it's there by that sticky feeling, and it moves us to respond in ways that look maybe ridiculous to other people because we're batting and swatting and trying to get it off. Similarly, fear, even if we can't see it, we can feel it. We might not even be able to identify it as fear, but it's an impetus to make us move to action, to a place of defense, to a place of attack. And I thought it was so appropriate that I ran into these cobwebs on my way down here because I wanted to talk today about fear and how it changes the way we show up. You know, unless you're living under a rock, I'm sure no matter what platform you've looked on, you've seen the polarization and the division that is happening not only within your immediate community or province, such as BC, where I'm from, but the world, in this highly divisive and charged subject of the vaxxed versus the unvaxxed. And I have been very careful on this platform to remain neutral and not become involved in politics. And you can't help but wonder why something so personal and intimate, such as the choice of taking or not taking a vaccination, has become public matter, has become a political minefield, a topic of hot discussion, a topic that actually is separating our communities. And that is because fear, or that sticky cobweb, is involved here. And I'm using the topic of the vaccination because it is the most obvious to us right now. But if it wasn't for vaccination, it would be about race. It would be about religion. And there will always be another subject that incites division, that incites separation, until we heal the fear within us. We always have a choice. We have a choice to show up in our fear or in our loving. And the irony is that no matter which choice, fear or love, we choose, we cannot see the other option. If we decide to show up in our fear, and like I said, it's like those invisible cobwebs, it's not always that obvious. All we will be able to see is fearful aspects. We won't be able to connect with the love. Our responses will be from fear, and we will know that because we have to be right. Because we have to enforce our opinion on somebody else, and somebody else has to do what we agree with. Those are all signs of that sticky cobweb. If we feel fearful of others who make a different choice, that's part of the fear. Likewise, if we choose love, we don't see the fear in the same way. We see it, but it's not perceptible to us in our being, because we are coming from a place of peace, of gentleness, of stillness, and honor of another one. You know, we always look at things in the manner in which we feel. And if we have any fear about our choice or about how others are going to choose, or uncertainty, we are in our fear. The invitation today for each and every one of us is to look at what choice we are making. And again, it is not about the vaccine. The vaccine is just an example. But are we able to show up in this experience and decide to honor everybody's opinion, everybody's choice for their personal well-being in the same manner that we would like to have ours honored? And if we can't honestly say that that's how we can show up, we have work to do as an individual, as a community, and as a nation. Because it is only when we have healed that wound that makes us feel like we are separate and we are different, we will never thrive as a community. Thank you so much for listening to this perspective. And I send to each and every one of you my love and my wishes for you to be well during this time.